Quit pulling away from me.
What am I doing? Why can't you give me your
Quit.
permission?
Stop. I've already told you.
Why?
Pulled into this house next to where the shooting happened. Pulled in that house. They got out.
Just left it 5 minutes ago.
Why'd you leave in the road?
Because it broke down. I'm waiting on my dad to come.
With a crystal-like substance, 2 glass smoking pipes with burnt residue.
Pulling from you, bro. I'm not fucking pulling
Relax
from you.
your arms.
Ow.
Quit.
What the fuck?
Welcome back, viewers. Dave Epstein here from the Post Pollock firm. Today we got a great little video for you. It's called $15 Ticket Turns into $15,000 Felony. You can't beat those odds. Let's see what we got.
This is my husband's car.
Well, it's abandoned in the middle of the road, so it's getting towed. You left it here.
I just left it 5 minutes ago.
Why'd you leave in the road?
Because it broke down. I'm waiting on my dad to come.
All right, well, tow truck's on the way, so.
Really?
Really?
I'm sorry. Why?
What do you mean, why? I turned around on y'all. Y'all parked in a driveway. Then I go down there, then y'all drop the car and leave.
Yeah, because it's messing up. It's been overheating.
Okay.
When I just told you, my dad's on his way.
3:38, Kenny. The driver disappeared. The passenger's still not here.
My dad is on his way to tow it.
You have a driver's license with you?
Not on me. I'll lock my keys. My stuff's in the car.
Yeah, well, you had the keys at one point because you were driving the vehicle.
I wasn't driving the vehicle.
You were driving the vehicle. I seen you driving the vehicle. I'm not going to argue with you. Okay?
Why are you being rude?
Why are you lying to me?
I'm not lying to you. Can you prove I was driving the vehicle?
Yes, I can prove you were driving the vehicle.
You can't.
Yeah, where's your driver's license?
I just told you I don't have it on me.
Well,
Hey.
Ashley wants to decline. She was driving the vehicle, but she doesn't have an ID. She doesn't have keys.
I left my stuff in the car. I'm literally on the phone with my dad.
Well, if you don't have keys, it's broke down, it's getting towed. You can, it's not your car, so we can't give it to you anyways.
It's my husband's car. Right now, he's incarcerated.
All right.
He left it
Prove
to
your
me.
identity that it's your husband.
My identity, we have different last names.
All right, well,
I have a marriage certificate. I can go way back home to get.
No.
Hey.
She had a black male with her?
Yeah, we saw him there.
Oh, y'all did?
I did. I don't know if you noticed him. She was getting out of the car. He was walking up to the house, but when we went back by, they weren't there.
She have keys for it? Or?
She had to. She was driving it. That's probably why she didn't want to give me a license, but I seen her driving. No. There's a wallet in there. You got to inventory it anyway, so. Yeah, it is locked. And there's a wallet under the seat and a wallet in the seat.
Okay, folks, so far what I see is a perfect storm of everything wrong. She's driving the car. She parked it in a driveway. She then pulls it on the street. She said there was a problem with the car. Why you take it out of a driveway and park it on the street? I don't know. Then we hear her husband's incarcerated. Then they want her ID. Oh, I don't have it. It's in the car. Obviously, there's something else going on here. I think they mention it later. I think they mentioned something. But here's a little tip for you. If you're up to no good and you got no good in your car, and we'll see what happens, then leave the car and get out of there. Don't stick around and start talking to the cops about how you need your car. To prove that you did something, possessed something. Now, the police officer said he saw her driving the car. But if you come back and claim it and you're on video admitting, oh yeah, everything's in the car, they've now got you.
Their console.
So you saw them when you came up?
Yeah, so they were driving. They were coming off Spencer's. I don't know if they had a seatbelt on. I turned around on her. They pulled into this house next to where the shooting happened. Pulled in that house. They got out, act like they were working on the car. I see them pull out. As soon as they see my car, they dip down here, and then they...
Did you hear what the police officer said? Next to the house where the shooting happened. So obviously there's something serious going on here. And this knucklehead was driving the car. The police officer saw her. She pulled over. But she decided to come back to the scene. It makes our job very difficult as lawyers, folks. But anyway, let's go. Let's go see what else happens here.
Must have came down here. My thing is they had dope on them and they got rid of it. I guarantee she doesn't have a license. Here you go. Sam, back up here a little bit in my space. Back up.
I'm backing up. Can I get your name and badge number, please?
Corporal Kronk.
Corporate Brown. Your name and badge number?
Officer Hayes.
Badge numbers?
351.
228.
Okay. Folks, if you haven't learned by now, with rare exceptions, she comes back and she's recording them. Like, I think to prove something, God knows what. Maybe she'll show her lawyer. You're always on record. It's always on record. They are always have almost every department on the planet now, but certainly in the U.S., the police have body cam on. In fact, if I haven't mentioned this before, If there is any incident where they pulled a car over, they questioned a suspect, they did anything interacting with the public or investigating something, and their body cam is not on, they can face serious disciplinary charges. So you don't need to come back with your phone, stick it in the officer's face, and let them know you're recording them, because rest assured, you're being recorded. Everything's being recorded. All of them are recording each other because of their body cams.
Right.
Do what?
228.
228? Thank you.
He backed my car up. Make sure he doesn't back up till I get my car out of the way.
Hey, they can pop that open, right?
I think so.
I don't see why not.
We don't have keys for it and it's locked up.
After being able to open the vehicle's door, the officers proceed to search it. They eventually find a black backpack with a crystal-like substance, 2 glass smoking pipes with burnt residue, and a broken pill inside. The suspect, now identified as Alexis, had walked down the street away from the traffic stop. One officer goes to get her.
Quit pulling away from me.
What am I doing? Why can't you give me your
Quit.
attention?
Stop.
I am stopped.
Stop
What the
pulling
fuck?
away from me.
I am. I'm not pulling from you, bro. I'm not fucking pulling
Relax
from
your
you.
arms.
I am relaxed. Why are you arresting me? Come on, walking down the street. Why are you arresting me? You didn't give me no citation or anything.
I don't have to give you a citation.
So why am I being arrested?
Driving without a license so far, and then your crack pipes that you got are meth pipes.
What? Are you serious right now?
Come
I didn't
on.
have shit in my car.
Come on.
I didn't fucking have shit in my car. Ow!
Quit.
What the fuck?
You're being
Dude,
dramatic.
my fucking ankle.
You're being very dramatic. Get up.
Why are you arresting me?
Get up.
Why are you arresting me first?
Get up, or I'm going to
Why can't
lift you up.
my rights is for you to tell me.
You have a right to remain silent. That's the right you have right now.
you
So
are
stand up.
arresting me. Why are you arresting me? Because I didn't have nothing in my car.
I'm not playing your games.
Okay, folks, now I will say this. She put herself in this situation. I think she was acting there and she said, oh, you broke my ankle. But the officer should give her her rights as soon as he determines he's going to arrest her. He knows they just found drugs in the car. There's no doubt about it. So they're obviously, it starts with probably a possession charge. You just tell her. He says, I don't have to give you a citation. Oh, yeah, you do. If you're going to just arrest her, he doesn't have to cite the actual penal code, but he should tell her, and he should read her rights as soon as he starts putting the cuffs on. Get that Miranda card out and make sure of it. And, she's talking about her rights. He says, yeah, you have the right to remain silent. Then he just keeps talking, but doesn't continue with the rights. Officers, if you're out there listening, that might be a problem for you. And it's clear this woman put herself in this spot, but let's proceed.
Stand up.
It's okay. It's swollen face too that you did, right?
That you just fell and act like you're trying to be
I
something.
didn't hit my face.
Everything's on camera.
You're harassing me for 3 days.
That is where body camera protects you, officers. Always keep it on. You see, she said, my face is swollen. I didn't see the officers or anybody touch her face, nor did she fall on her face. But before body camera, they could get up and say anything, and it's a he said, she said. Now you have the body camera. It actually protects you. Make sure it's on.
3 days, right? And I was not driving.
Okay.
Your friend was driving.
No, he was in the passenger seat.
No, he wasn't.
Okay, we're not-
You gotta get your eyes checked.
Yes, I guess so.
Y'all have been harassing me for 3 days, and I want to know why.
Hey, Kronk, so whenever I got out with her, told her to put her hands behind her back, she pulled from me several times. As we're walking back to the car, I had to grab her. She just threw herself down to the ground. She's like, oh, you just kicked me in the ankle. Okay, just being super dramatic. I have not searched her so we can...
That was on her car there.
Yeah.
Do a use of force. I can get her to.
I mean, it's not a use of force. There was no force used.
Okay.
She dropped herself on the ground. You know, search her for me.
Yeah, absolutely. None for her.
Step out of the car. Face this car.
They just said, do a use of force? You're, in most police departments, required to fill out a use of force form. He just said, oh, there was no use of force. She threw herself to the ground. Well, no, you did use force, officer. You did arrest her. Looked like she was resisting. Not entirely because we were up so close, but he's just poo-pooing that, saying, oh, there was no force. Sort of like she said, I don't have to give you a citation. Yeah, you have the right to remain silent, and says nothing else. It's a good way to get yourself in trouble. It probably did use force, even if justifiably so, because she was pulling away as she was being arrested. And, that she went down, I would fill out a use of force saying I had to, physically restrain her. But, and say she went to the ground on her own. I did not touch her. It's all documented on body camera. It's just not a good look.
Spread your feet for me.
Why am I being arrested? And why can't anybody answer?
Drug possession, drug paraphernalia, and driving on a suspended license. I've already told you.
Lie. That is a damn lie. So you tell me you planted drugs on my car?
We got body cameras to prove that we didn't.
Right.
Do you want me to check in her boots?
Yeah, and the shoes.
Do you have anything on you that we need to know about, hon?
No.
Okay. All right, listen, I'm going to take your shoes off. Stay where you're at. Keep your feet spread, okay? How do these come off? Is there a zipper? Okay. Keep a hand on her for now.
I've already gave you answers.
No, I don't want him to touch me. He's already yanked me around. You're hurting my arm.
I am barely holding you.
No,
You're pulling
not.
away, hurting
I'm
yourself.
not pulling.
Step out of this one.
I am not pulling. Sitting there squeezing my arm.
I'm not squeezing nothing. I'm holding your arm.
Put your foot back in.
Just being very dramatic.
I don't want to talk to my attorney.
Okay, then quit talking to us.
Up. There we go.
Push my leg.
Foot down. All right, foot in.
Have a seat.
Push me.
No one pushed you. Quit being dramatic.
Okay, you're being dramatic.
No, you are. You have any test kits in your car? Wet test kits, not these ones?
I think so, yeah.
Cocaine and, cocaine's fine. So you got blue and orange? Mm-hmm. It's more pink than orange though? Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna go with it's tested for meth. No wind at all until you want to start messing with dope. What a disaster. So I mean, this is testing as fentanyl, but I have a white rock that was in there, so it's probably meth with cut with fentanyl. Let me turn the AC on, roll these windows down. Wake up! Hey! Hey! Wake up! You just want EMS check her out. Okay, give me EMS 51 1015.
Yeah.
She's breathing. As soon as I walked to the car, she put her head down, so.
God forbid this girl, she's screwed up big time. I'll talk about that in a second. But God forbid she really did twist her ankle, or didn't look like she did, but that she's having some episode. And all he's saying is you're being dramatic. Like, I don't know why he had to hold her arm at that point. She did not look like she was fighting. She was cooperating with the female officer, taking her boot off. And he's just all over this thing. And every 2 seconds he's saying, you're being dramatic. It's, again, just be careful what you say to the public officers, and be careful how you can conduct yourself with them. Believe me, this is not Mother Teresa we have in the car. I know it. And obviously you've found drugs in the car and the whole works, but the gruff treatment probably isn't a good look, so maybe reconsider that next time.
We got EMS coming to check you out. Where you head out? I'm going to grab my drink out of your car.
Yeah, they have water, but they like to...
Yeah, you can't have water in the back of a cop car.
Right? Yeah, and you did not give me any reason why you arrested me. You just told me to...
I gave you a lawful order, you kept pulling away from me.
I did not pull away from you.
Folks, that's a new rule I've never heard of. You can't have water in the back of a cop car with a police officer standing there. It's obviously a hot day. She's been in the car. They had the door closed. Give her a glass of water or give her a bottle of water if you have it. I've never heard that before. You can't have water in the back of a cop car. Maybe there is a rule like that. Somebody, one of the viewers, you want to write in a comment, and one of the police officers, please tell me. But I've never heard that one before.
Yeah, and you did not give me any reason why you arrested me. You just told me to...
I gave you a lawful order, you kept pulling away from me.
I did not pull away from you. And besides, I am 98 pounds. What am I going to do against you?
That's what I was thinking.
Okay, and everything you found in my car?
Again, he's going to get him, the way he described it, he's going to get himself in trouble. He said, why are you arresting me? He said, I tried to detain you and you pulled away. Well, she pulled away when he was actually already arresting her. So it's obvious he arrested her because of suspicion of drug possession. But he's making these comments that as a lawyer, you could have a field day with him if you put him on the witness stand, start questioning. Now, I don't know about the rest of the stop. It looks like they've got a lot going on. But it shows, for example, the officers, they're sitting there with wind blowing, and it's obvious that they got some sort of mishmash of drugs, and they're trying to do field tests, and maybe some of it's getting blown away in the wind. It's not like, you have iron bars there. These are little, flakes, crystals of meth, or they're small rocks of something. So just be careful what you say and do.
Was not in my car. Why are you wearing my sunglasses? They look just like mine.
Yeah, I promise you they're not.
I guess wear girl sunglasses.
Yeah.
When EMS arrived, Alexis claimed she passed out in the back of the...
To add to it, they put on her sunglasses? I mean, come on. Just stop. Just arrest her.
Of the patrol vehicle due to heat. To be safe, it was determined she should be transported to a hospital. Upon arriving at the hospital, Alexis advised that she had no complaints and didn't need to be seen. She requested to be discharged, and her request was granted. She was then taken to Lake County Jail without further incident. During the officers' field testing for drugs, the white crystal-like substance tested positive for approximately 0.32 grams of methamphetamine. The 2 smoking pipes also tested positive for methamphetamine, and the broken pill was identified as Xanax. Alexis's driving history revealed 2 previous driving with a suspended license convictions. For this case, she was charged with her 3rd driving with a suspended license offense, possession of methamphetamine, possession of Xanax, possession of drug paraphernalia, and resisting without violence, totaling a bond of $9,500. She was released the next day on a C bond. She is innocent unless proven guilty in a court of law.
All right, folks. So we saw what ended up happening with Alexis. She could have walked away from that thing. They probably would have caught her. But she actually, on video or on Bodycam, admitted that she placed the car there. So they find drugs in the car. They didn't apparently find drugs on her. The police officer said that he saw her driving. I could see somebody sort of taking that apart, saying, wait, you saw her driving, but you didn't actually see her, she managed to leave the car. How'd you let her get away? But he didn't have to get into that because she admitted she drove it. And there is something called constructive possession. So if you're driving a car that has contraband, illegal items in it, you're presumptively possessing everything that's in there. And that sometimes works for everybody sitting in a car. And then they try to sort it out as the criminal process takes place and figure out who really had it. That's when people start ratting each other out, pointing fingers. Oh, no, it was his, it was hers. But she gave them basically everything they needed. Now, she's got 2 prior suspensions. This is her 3rd. In some states, I know New Jersey and other states, multiple times driving on the suspended list usually has jail time involved. I didn't see which state they were in. That is a jail time offense. And now add to it, she was driving around with meth pipes, with meth and a piece of a Xanax. Now, maybe she's got that prescribed for her, although you're not supposed to be taking it when you're driving. So she's got a whole little pharmacy, not big amounts. If it was a lot, they would have charged her with distribution. They keep that in mind. They can charge distribution in many cases where it's just based on the amount you have. That if you have a certain amount of a particular drug, it is presumptively an intent to distribute because it's that much. And what the defense usually is oh, no, I'm just that big a drug addict. I'm that big a user. I actually saw a case, I remember years ago, not mine, but I saw a successful defense where a guy, actually, he got caught with scales. I don't know how he got away with that one. Yeah, he liked to weigh out his own dosage. All right. But it's the amount you have that can determine that. But if you're in the car and you admit you're driving the car, then it's yours. And you have to disprove, or you have to prove otherwise. Again, I thought the officer, listen, he's trying to do his job, but he's being a little not even gruff. He's got too much commentary, too much narrative about her. We can't give you water. She ends up going to the ER. Luckily, she was okay. Listen, she's, again, not up for Citizen of the Year, but you have to, as soon as you cuff her, you start reading her rights. But one last thing, folks. Before they detain you, before they put you in cuffs, when they're in that first part of the investigation, when the video first started, And she comes up and starts yapping away. They are not obliged at that point to give you your Miranda rights. And yet you saw they were filming the whole time. They have to give you your rights when they determine to arrest you and you are officially detained. When they are detaining you, that is when you get your Miranda rights. And even there, the officer wasn't really that. He should have been more descriptive and read the whole thing, read the whole Miranda. They call it a card. They have a card. If you forgot it, by the time you're a law enforcement officer for a certain period of time, you know it by heart. But they have the card. Read the card. But until then, everything you are saying can be used against you if they find something, if they prosecute you. So I've said it before, I'll say it again. To the would-be defendants out there, folks, keep quiet. If you're away from the scene and they don't have anything from you, don't return to the scene. Listen, I'm not encouraging people to commit crimes or try to get away with crimes, but this woman just walked right into it and, and made it worse once she opened her mouth. Hope you learned something from this video, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. Please hit like and subscribe, and please leave your comments. We will see you next time. Thank you.